You have to get over yourself. We are our own worst enemies in recognizing the change that needs to happen in education today, because we've all bought the idea that the current school system, somewhere there's a good one. And I hear all the time, well, all those bad things are happening, but not in my school system. There is a naivety to believe that they aren't people too who need to make a salary, provide for their own families. They want vacations. They want better things for their own lives. And education is a business, and no one is going to have the same love and passion for your child as you do. One of them is John Taylor Gatto, who has been a harsh critic of the New York and American school system. He was one of the first to reveal the struggles that are happening in the American school system and why it's not working. One of the things he did say is we are educating for one type of job. Another gentleman, Oliver DeMille, has come out further, and he wrote a book, The Thomas Jefferson Education, and he discusses the fact that the style of education America is using now is to create one type of worker. Oliver DeMille says there's a conveyor belt education. That's the type of education to give people the ability to get a job where someone tells them the task to do, and then that task is completed. Homeschool families are stepping out of that education. You have to recognize we appreciate that for what it does. It serves a definitive purpose within a society, but it cannot be the sole answer to education. We have got to recognize in America that it is not the end-all and be-all of education. If you're at all curious, you should come behind the doors of a homeschool convention and see what's going on. You guys need to get to these conventions. They open a door to an interesting world. And the amount of knowledge and education that's in that world that doesn't seem to exit that world, mostly because nobody really wants it. That would be my opinion on it. I didn't really want to hear about it until all of a sudden I needed to homeschool. Then I couldn't get information fast enough. Josie is 14 at this time. I have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old, so I have been doing this probably 12 years now, and I wouldn't change a minute. I am so pleased with the results just at this point in the game.
Homeschooling is like freedom in your schoolwork. You get to actually complete things, and you get to actually learn things. You master things. Well, mastery is what we strive for when we homeschool. We don't try to get just 90% on a problem. If you get it wrong, you go back and you try again. And if you don't get it right, then you need to relearn what you were learning because you didn't master it.
I feel like homeschooling gives me more freedom to really expand what I learn and not only learn what they want me to, but move ahead in the subjects that I'm better at and kind of take my time on the subjects that I struggle with.
Sometimes I do my schoolwork up here.
Why do you like homeschooling?
Because it's very easy. Because it doesn't give you so much pressure. You don't usually have a whole class. It's very fun.
Well, we have a thing where from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock we should be doing schoolwork. But actually, I usually can finish all of my schoolwork in around 3 to 4 hours, or possibly even less. So then with the rest of the time, I'm allowed to do other things I find enjoyable.
Yeah, I think I do learn better in homeschooling than I do in real schools. In other schools, you just sit around in a classroom and just watch the teacher draw things on a chalkboard. I don't really see why you need to sit down in a chair and just talk to kids when you're not even learning anything.
I feel I learn better because it's me and the teacher. That's how I feel. So it's not like a lecture hall where there's one professor and there's all of the students or all of the, and it's like, instead of working with your peers, you're working one-on-one with the teacher.
Oh, okay.
And if you have a question, you don't have to say it in front of other people and feel like you were stupid because somebody in your class already knew the answer to that question or something like that.
I have a curriculum called One Year Adventure Novel, and it kind of outlines the story and what you should be writing. And yeah, like I don't have someone who reads in. I'm gonna edit it when I finish my first draft, my rough draft. But if I finish it, then I will get high school credit once I finish my novel because the curriculum is high school level. I'm on chapter 5, and there are supposed to be 12 chapters in the book, so I'm 6 chapters. No, I'm not 6. I'm 7 chapters away.
So it boils down to organization, to recognizing that you're CEO of this little company, and if I don't keep it running, who's going to keep it running?
Educationally, I think I compare to other people as pretty much the same. I mean, I don't try to compare myself to anybody, and I don't try to be better than anybody. I just try to be myself, and if myself means that I achieve my goals, then that's great. If I don't achieve my goals, then I try harder.
I already have 3 high school credits, so this will be my 4th credit. I have I think I have 2 for Latin and 1 for doing Algebra 1. I don't fluently speak Latin, and I can read Latin pretty well, though.
Carpe diem.
Seize the day.
I have grown the most. My mindset on education, on what I'm capable of. Josie has such a vast range of knowledge. She's gifted in so many areas. So a student that was labeled in first grade a troublemaker, and my experience in the school system personally, and my experience with a little brother who was quite the Spitfire, I know that she would have been labeled that label would have continued with her. It went down on her permanent record. So I have this child that could have been labeled and gone that route, and I don't even need to describe it to you. You all have experienced, you know it. Second daughter, Juliet. She's a very organized, methodical. She loves a challenge. She is anything that she can take on, plan for, compete in, show her technical prowess. That's what she's working towards right now. She's getting ready for the Bible Bee. Her goal this year is to make it to nationals. She's been writing a novel for a couple years, and we are almost finished with that. My youngest, Ben, what we've seen with him is just the freedom, because by the 3rd you start to get it right. And I mean right in the sense that you've worked things out on the older 2, and certain things you understand. So I understand a lot about Ben because he's a lot like my oldest Josie, and Ben is a dreamer. He has such a compassionate heart for people. He wants people to see truth and understand truth, and I just am fascinated at the age of 10 how he will dialogue and debate with folks about things that he's already taken on as passions or causes, so to speak. So incredible results.